Used to go to some scrap yards and cut out some seat belts and then make pedal straps and sell them to my mates. So it's mad to think this is my 14th year of doing this. So it's come a long way since a pair of pedal straps. Like the amount of times that we discuss a zip pull for 3 hours and then decide what we've already got is actually the one that it should be.
Me and Nick have come to the Restrap factory for a factory tour, and yeah, let's get inside.
Welcome back to Restrap, Josh. Second time here. So, well, we're supposed to introduce this to everyone quickly. So, to start off with, we've got Elliot on customer services. So, whenever you email asking for help, Elliot's your man, he'll sort you out. We have Danny, our product designer, and Tom, who's it's actually Tom's first day, so Tom's our community manager. So Tom will be your point of contact going forwards, essentially. Alex in the distance there. Alex is our brand manager slash graphic designer.
I feel like I'm going to stick out my nose.
Colin is our sales manager, and then the two guys there, we've got Kieran and Joe. They kind of handle our shipping, logistics, that sort of thing. And then we have Chris and Helen who run production.
The first ever set I made, which actually includes no sewing, so this was actually screen printed in my basement at the time with an eBay screen printing kit. So this is really back in the day when a lot of us were riding like fixed gear bikes and doing a bit of bike touring, and obviously the straps were a bit less durable back then, so because people weren't obviously using them for riding around the streets. So well, myself used to go to some scrap yards and cut out some seat belts and then make pedal straps and sell them to my mates. So it's
Did you ever think when you made that first set that you'd have a factory?
No, I don't think I ever initially imagined maybe doing this forever either. It was kind of, you know, straight out of college and needed to do something, so just was tinkering about with sewing machine, making a few bits, and I sort of fully expected at some point to get what I'd call a proper job, and you know,
this was just a side hustle that turned into...
Yeah, really, it was just, you know, like a lot of us have been, we were a bit skint when we were younger and try and make a few bits, and you're into bikes, so you make some stuff for your bike, and then it sort of evolved from there, and then, you know, has become this somehow. This is actually the first sort of stitch pair of my ghetto tooling.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is how the holes used to be drilled, so I think this was a project that my granddad helped me out with as well, making stuff. So
it's a whole family business.
Yeah, originally, yeah, it was. This is the first ever sewing machine as well, so that I had in the back bedroom. So we originally had a domestic machine off from Aldi. I think it was like 50 quid, but obviously trying to sew through this stuff, it didn't last very long, and then this was like a, you know, 200 quid second-hand machine. So, but it's usually how most people start. The good thing with obviously sewing is it's quite a low barrier to get into. You know, it's a cheap thing that you can get started out in. Obviously it doesn't stay cheap, as you can see. It's it's got a bit out of hand.
At what point did you decide to branch out from what came after the straps? Like, what is the first next?
It was body stuff really, so yeah, backpacks, messenger bags. So we went from on body to on bike. So I think, funnily, like on bike is actually a little bit easier from a design perspective than like on body, because on
the sizing instead of like,
and on body's personal as well. Like some people like more pockets, less pockets. You know, a frame bag's in some ways, if it fits your frame, it's the right one for you. So I suppose we ventured into that, and not many people were doing on bike stuff as much. You know, it was very much still traditional panniers and randonneering bags and stuff. So it was
I originally started liking yours most purely because you were one of the first ones with the two pockets, double-sided, where like a lot of frame bags still come out where there's just one pouch and like everything goes. If you put your phone in there with your gels,
yeah,
it's getting absolutely ruined. Where you've got the side.
Organisation's the key bit in it really, and I think the one thing that, you know, there's little things from a geeky perspective that, you know, a lot of people won't notice is like, you know, all our frame bags are lined, so you can't see the inside of the edge of the zip, so you can't get grit and stuff under there. And then we have like the organisation, and then like this has got portholes for cables and bits. So it was just bits, I suppose, went back then, the market, it was very low end and like Chinese rubbish bags. So
Or very expensive.
yeah, or
Sure,
very
yeah.
bespoke the other way. And the problem is a lot of people aren't designers. They want to just buy something that works well. And I found back then you were like, you almost have to be a product designer to like get a frame bag out of someone.
The Restrap cafeteria is unreal. Look at the set we've got in here.
We are going to make you a custom rosette. So if you want to pick your outer colour, your lining colour and your strap colour. So you can go first if you want, Nick.
Can I have olive for the outer, please?
Yeah. Yep.
Grey for the liner, please.
Yeah.
And then black for the strap, please.
Josh, what would you like, love?
The green for the outside,
Yeah.
and then the orange for the inside.
Yeah. What colour strap would you like, red or black?
Black. Thank you.
That's quite good. Everything is just made over here. You see like all the fabric getting cut.
Soft goods, all the fabrics, 2 CNC cutters. Through the other side is where we do all the laser cutting, the webbing cutting, things like that. All our fabrics live here. A myriad of webbings and components are all around the side. Small team in here, there's 4 people, so they work in groups of 2. I'll introduce you to Judd, who's our team leader in here. They all kind of look after their own maintenance and stuff, and everybody from start to finish in here is responsible for their own quality control. This lot works, so we work in manufacturing orders. So everybody gets a sheet of paper, you know what you're cutting, how many you're cutting. Everything has timings on it, it's all costed. So we keep a real tight rein on cost and quality. And everybody in the building works to a KPI system. So they're all allocated targets every week. And then at the end of the week, we can see where we are, we can track where work is, we can see if there's an issue or somebody needs training or somebody's done really well. And off the back of that, we also have things like staff awards, employee of the month, and we have a quarterly thing with the KPIs where if they go over on their percentages, they can earn extra time off work for doing that. So they look after us and we try to look after them. So just been with us, what, nearly a year?
Yeah, coming up on a year now. Yeah.
Feels like a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so he looks after this department. It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, smooth away. So
Yeah.
And so is this side just the custom or everything?
No, this is everything.
Everything, okay.
Everything. Customs also get cut in here, so they'll come in from the customers, Dan will design them up, they'll come through, Judd and the team in here will get them all cut ready, they go through in ones, and then they go through to sewing, where we've about 5 machinists who are really expert at that, and often Holly will do them our training. All the waste, we have a guy who picks up all the plastic waste, some of the plastic depending what it is. The poly usually goes and gets chipped, made into something else, or the cardboard waste gets baled, recycled. Hypalon, I'm sure you know about this, that's where the tyre boot kits came from. That was bits of Hypalon we were trying to use rather than bin. So things like this is, they'll cut as close as they can, so this has come off the laser. This is one that we have made for us, so it's got no chlorine in it or anything like that when you're cutting. But they'll find something to get out to scrap edges and things, and then the rest we have someone who'll pick it up and will be able to do something with it. There's a craft project as well in Leeds, so things like the inside of the rolls for the webbing and the thread all goes there and it gets redistributed like craft shops and schools and charities and things like that. So the same with the bits of fabric that are left, and we weigh everything every week, so we're really hot on
As you can see what's in that,
reducing it. But one of the things that we do mainly is we try and source things as locally as we can. That reduces your miles. So we don't greenwash the sustainability with just all those little different bits of it, make it work. The other thing we do for sustainability is everything has the lifetime warranty. So we stand by the workmanship, so if it's broken, got a hole in it, it comes back, we'll fix it, send it back out.
Fergus had Restrap bags from like back when you guys just started.
Yeah.
And you're saying if there's any issues, just if
we've
you
always
wanted to,
fixed them. The blonde lady at the back and top left-hand corner, that's Andrea, who's on team 2 in here still. So a lot of our staff have been with us 3+ years, I think we've got 4 now that have been with
Yeah.
us less than a year, but I've got staff who was Janet and Jackie coming up to 7 years.
Is that the longest staff apart from you and Nathan?
Yes, apart from me. Although there's Alex in the office as well. He
Yeah.
came to us from university doing graphics and things.
Yeah.
So I think he's been with us 8 years as Alex. So, yeah.
It's nice that you can retain people and they obviously enjoy working for you.
Yeah, well, they're a good team. They are such a solid, really skilled team out there. You know, they're all a bit odd, but, you know, they fit in. So, no, they're really good. They're really good. When you see the machinists, we've had Colin, who's just started with us, our new sales manager. And we always put new people through every department in the company so that they understand how everything works and they get to meet the staff. Yeah, and he was like, I was just like doing this on the machine, and I looked around, somebody had made a bag. It was astonishing. Literally in 10 minutes they'd made a bag. I was like, all right, okay. So he won't be a machinist, but at least he took part. That's what counts. Right. So this is our free raffle winner for a kick-off. This is our sewing department. So it's the biggest department in the company. We've got 16 sewing machinists currently. We don't work on a production line, we work as little teams, so we have 6 teams of either 2 or 3 people. Every team pretty much learns every product. Don't matter what job you do, sometimes you're better at some things than others. So what these guys do is, if there's a product the team doesn't particularly like or isn't excellent at, we don't give it to them because that's that. So what they do every day is they get their work, they can arrange it any way they want between them, they can work as a team or individually, quite a lot of autonomy. As long as it gets done to the standard it's meant to get done to, it's the better way to work.
Micromanaging every...
Nobody's got time. You've got to trust them, and they do. We run at about 10% over productivity. So we're running about 109-110% productivity. They are so good. And then it comes in here, I'll introduce you to Andrew, who is our team leader in sewing. Hey Andrew.
Hiya.
This is Andrew, this is Josh, one of our ambassadors, and this is Nick, shop owner. This is Andrew who runs our sewing department. Andrew again's been with us less than a year, yeah.
6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Roughly.
But he's got a handle on them all, so yeah. It's alright though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Running alright?
I enjoy it.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm not that bad.
No, actually, they really like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's another I'm just looking at them.
What are you doing? And they're just amazing. They just get on with it. But we just had Christmas do at the end of last year, and yeah, you'd think they were family. They argue just as much. So I think we're up to about 80 or 90 products in the product range now. So you think each one of that includes like sizes and colourways, you think each of these machinists probably knows 40 products.
It's really interesting how they make all the stuff. I would love to have some of these laser cutters, and you imagine the things you could make. But I mean, I wouldn't make any money because we'd just be making random stuff for us.
We did used to literally lay out with a cardboard template, so like frame bags for example, you draw around it, you tessellate them on all the fabric, then you get your scissors, you cut the whole thing, then you get a ruler, and it took ages to get a ruler with exactly the same width to take the top off with a zip, and then you draw that and then you cut all those. Then you cut the webbing by hand, and we had a heated chisel where you'd seal it, both ends twice, cut by hand, and then you could make a product. But not until then.
Now you've got an 80 grand machine.
Yeah, so when they go, like the webbing cutter's playing up, I'm like that. Yeah, boo-hoo. Get it fixed. Yeah. I mean, it's just a world away from how we started.
Nathan might be the founder, but this is the founder's founder. Yeah. Just taught him everything he knows.
I'm taking all the credit as well. None of the responsibility, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, I taught him how to use a spoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And a sewing machine.
Yeah, and a sewing machine. He's much better at the spoon though, let's be fair. When the panniers come through from sewing, things like that, they have to put all the back plates on, so they're eyeletting, screwing stuff on, making handles. When you advertise it as a packing job, people think, oh, it's just putting bags in boxes. It's so far away from that. This is the last bit where they'll catch anything. So if they find something that's not quite right and they're really good, you know, this little bit stitch is wrong, or this is buckles the right, goes back to sew and gets fixed and gets rechecked before it goes out. She's done them.
Done it.
She's done them, Josh.
How old is Restrap?
Restrap, technically I think the first product was conceived in about 14 years ago. And then, yeah, maybe 15 years ago, went limited in 2012. But before that was sole trader. And it went from the back bedroom to a small workshop by the train station. Then 2 years in, it went to a slightly bigger workshop in Baxton House, then to Pickering Street, and now we're here. And we're in about 13,000 square foot now. So, yeah, gone from a back bedroom and a cellar to 13,000 square feet and 38 employees.
Yeah, pretty huge.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. They are amazing. Yeah, it is. It's something we're hugely proud of.
Hiya, I'm Danny. I'm the product design and development manager here at Restrap. The race range setup is 7 litre capacity, front and back holster system. We use a holster system just so you can remove the bag really quick and easy from the holster, get into your bivvy, go to your hotel, things like that. Really easy when you're fatigued and tired. Use the magnetic buckle system and then cinch it up as well. Super easy and fold away. Same again, you can remove the dry bag from there. It's also got stretch mesh pockets on the sides, just kind of trash cans, bits of food, things like that whilst on the go. Roll top closure, so it's fully waterproof and tape sealed, as you can see. With the closure, we're dictating the capacity. You can't close and do that buckle if you've got more than 7 litres in it, because the holster works best when it's got the 7 litre capacity as well. And that was the main thing with the race range. We have it's kind of putting limiting factors into the product as well, so the user gets the best out of it. And across all the products we've got reflective detailing, Hyperlon and various bits of TPU abrasive materials for grip and things. Don't know if you want to show this, Josh.
Yeah.
I'll go on this side maybe, I'll sort of. Spring-loaded cam locks for easy adjustment out on the road, and foam blocks for compression purposes. And then we also have retention to the headset, or as here we've got the bumper bar set up on this bike, and then you don't get any of the sway and movement or damage against your head tube. It's all about kind of going, what are the limiting factors for racing? So like, we've not got a frame bag here, but there's things where like there's Velcro on the inside, because we were just basically looking at how people were riding in events, and you go, oh, they're overloaded. I guess it's like, if you've got the space, you're gonna use it. So if like we can like add limiting factors to that, and I guess like in this day and age, a lot of the kit's getting smaller, lighter, more compressible. Riders are going further for longer and things like that. How can you reduce and mix and match your bits of kit? So like at times you might have a custom frame bag on here because you don't want the bar bag, but then you want the capacity because it might be mandatory to have your sleeping system. But like personally for me, if I'm in a race or an event, I can fit my whole sleeping system just in the rear saddlebag. So it's the pros and cons of like what you actually want to take and what you're trying to gain out of an event as well. So yeah,
that's what I like about you guys, because your range is so big that there is essentially different variations will work for everything. Some companies do a bar bag, a frame bag, a top tube bag, a saddle bag, and it's not really like I said, this one worked for everybody. But it'll work really perfect. But there's
I think a good example of that is with our bike packing setups, where we've got like, for instance, the 10 litre bar pack. A lot of people prefer that because with the 14 litre bar bag, you essentially, because of the drop bars, it can be quite wide, so you kind of, sometimes you're interrupting like hand positions on the road, and people want to be able to get the most use out of the bike, with fatigue on the hands, for instance. So you might decide, oh, I'll put the 10 litre bar pack on, because you get a full range of hand positions with that. The fork cage on the bottom here, it's this kind of idea of like, we've got the fork bag at 5 litres, but you can have that either side. You might not want something on your bars. A lot of people don't really like having clutter up on the bars and stuff like that. So it is this kind of mix and match, find the setup that suits you best for the kind of trip you're doing.
Nick and Josh.
Hello.
This is
Nice
Holly,
to meet
she's
you.
our trainer. She's the one that makes these lot amazing. It's true. So do you want to just go through the setup? So Nick's going to do some showing, Josh is going to film it.
Okay, yeah.
Unless it goes badly wrong, and then he's going to delete the whole thing.
So with these, the on-off buttons are here.
Skew one there, yeah. It's years ago. Oh, it's going skew. You missed that last bit. Oh, nice.
But you can't get that anymore. So you have to have that. You have to go around a scrapyard and cut that out of cars to get that.
So you get this from airlines?
We get it from a company that salvage it from airlines, where it doesn't pass the safety standard for whatever reason.
If you're in a plane crash, don't use this to like strap yourself down. I mean, it's good enough for a bike crash.
Yeah, you'll stop your bag falling.
Yeah. It's lovely there. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Perfectly straight stitching, not like yours. This must be one that I did. You know what I mean?